station of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
Perfect afternoon for baseball here at the Big A. The Angels dropped Game 2 last night at the hands of the Texas Rangers, thus setting up the rubber match of the series. It's Game 3 from the Big A against Texas. We welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and Ricky Nolasco will be on the mound for the Angels this afternoon, making his third start of the season. And Gooby, really when you start talking about starting pitching versus the relievers, the bullpen has been pretty good, fairly consistent, but they've also been pressed into a lot of action already.
I even talked to Victor about that with Mike Socha before the game in the dugout. He said he would love to see some length out of the starters, but so far the starters haven't been able to go deep in the ball games. The bullpen has been thrown a lot of innings, 34 innings so far out of the bullpen, but they've been very good. The opponent's batting average under 200, a 197 ERA, under 3. The punch-outs, 10.1 per 9 innings pitched. So they've been able to get the strikeout, which has been important because they've been taxed as far as some very difficult situations. Ricky Nolasco, though, is the one guy in the rotation, Victor, that has thrown and gave him some length. The last time out went 6 innings. His breakable, it took a while. The first few innings didn't have a feel for his breakable. Then his curveball, his slider became a very effective pitch for him, getting 3 punch-outs later in the game. 6 innings, very good pitching. Last time out, that 2-seam fastball, very important to get some quick outs. That's going to be the thing to be able to get him deep in games. Slider and curveball and an occasional split-finger fastball.
And it's going to be very important against a very good offensive and aggressive team of the Texas Rangers. The long ball has been prevalent for Texas through the early going, as Yu Darvish will be on the mound for the Texas Rangers. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, so sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Of this three-game set, the Halos will hit the road after the game and head to Kansas City to start a 7-game road trip through KC and Houston, beginning on Monday against the Astros. So the schedule doesn't get any easier for this ball club, and the off days are few and far between. So you got to continue to play good baseball, and that's what the Angels have been able to do so far. They've overcome some deficits early. Of course, last night they could not figure out A.J. Griffin, and we'll see what Yu Darvish has in store for the Angels, a guy that throws everything in the kitchen sink at you.
Yeah, Mike Scioscia said he'd like to see the club get to an early lead so they could play some Angel-type baseball, not worry about coming back in games. So important for Ricky Nolasco to put up a couple zeros early on to let the offense get going.
Let's take a look at the lineup for Jeff Bannister's Texas Rangers, currently at 3-5 to start the season. Carlos Gomez will lead things off, and he's in center. Shin-Soo Choo, the DH. Nomar Mazar is in right. Mike Napoli at first. Rougned Odor at second. Elvis Andrus at shortstop. Joey Gallo at third. Robinson Chirinos gets a start this afternoon behind the plate. He will bat eighth. And it's Jurickson Profar batting ninth and playing left field as they take on Ricky Nolasco, who's making his third start of the season. So far 0-1 with a 3.86 ERA.
Yeah, and Ricky Nolasco, mentioned that in our opening, went 6 innings last time out, 0-1 with 3.86 ERA. My go-tos for Ricky to be successful is keep the ball in the yard. This Texas club relies a lot on the big fly, 16 as a team, and pitch backwards. What I mean is a lot of times in fastball counts, go off speed, and when break ball counts, go with the fastball inside. Trust that two-seamer to get some quick outs.
Yeah, Texas already with 16 home runs in the first 8 games of the regular season. Here's the defense now for the Angels behind Ricky Nolasco. Cameron Maybin back in the lineup. He's in left field. Mike Trout in center. Cole Calhoun in right. Yunel Escobar and Andrelton Simmons on the left side of the infield. Danny Espinosa, Jeffrey Marte on the right with Carlos Perez behind the plate.
And we saw Cole being aggressive out there in right field last night. Gold Glove winner back in 2015. 29 assists in the last 3 seasons. Only Angel right fielder ever to win the Gold Glove. Did so back in, mentioned that, 2015.
That last start for Ricky Nolasco against Seattle here at the Big A. Got a no decision, but did work 6 innings. First starter and only starter to have gone 6 innings so far this year. You saw the splits between starters and relievers for the Angels. 5 wins out of the Angels bullpen so far. Attributed to, of course, 3 comeback wins. First one today is ripped foul.
And today, right away, Gomez being aggressive on a fastball. Hit a home run out first pitch in his third at bat yesterday.
A 1. Gomez drives one out toward left center field. Towering shot, taking Trout back to the wall, and it's a leadoff home run for Carlos Gomez. 1-0 Texas.
Now 5 for 10 in his career, Gomez, against Ricky Nolasco. Again, we talked about Texas with the big fly right away, starting the game with another home run. 17 home runs as a team. 3rd for Gomez, 2nd home run of the series for him. Fastball hard to the plate, and a perfect swing by Gomez to drive that one out to center field. Mislocation.
Is it not an indicator of Ricky needing to throw more of those 2-seamers, the sinkers that really was his bread and butter down the stretch for the Angels?
Yeah, to skate on top of that pitch, utilize that pitch down and away. Great numbers here at the Big A last year in the month of September also for Nolasco. And baseball carries a little bit better, we've seen over the years during the day, but still trust that 2-seamer to get some ground ball outs.
Chu takes a strike, and it's 2-1. Ranger DH, 1 for 5 last night, comes in batting .231 with an RBI. No extra base hits yet. 3rd straight game the Angels play from behind. Texas with the early lead. 2-2. 11th career leadoff home run for Gomez as Chu goes down swinging for out number 1.
And that's a good slow curveball from Nolasco. That's the pitch he's going to have to throw against Gomez too, whether it's a slider
and curveball, and definitely that two-seam fastball. See that good break to that curveball? Way out in front. Chu could not make contact. See our tracer, how much that breaks. Starts about letter high and ends up just thigh high. Late break. Perfect pitch for Nolasco.
There's Nomar Mazara, right fielder. And he will take downstairs. Mazara last night had one hit, going 1 for 4 with a single and a walk. 394 average. 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. An on-base percentage of 444 to start. Shift on with Espinosa out in shallow right. 1-0 Texas. We're in the first.
So far, a lot of all-speed pitches to Mazara from Nolasco. That's where you have trust in that two-seam fastball going away. There it was. Now you have options. Go back out there, drift, let that two-seamer drift a little bit further off the plate. Although Mazara did a nice job of punching that ball to left field on pitches away, but they were elevated.
Yeah.
Work it down in a way, it's very difficult to do so.
Yeah, that single he got last night late was against Moore on a 2-strike changeup that was up. 2-2 upstairs, full count. Napoli on deck. The crew chief Paul Emmel calling the balls and strikes, and looks like he wants to call strikes so far in the early going. Brian Honora at first, Scott Berry at second, Stu Sherwater at third base. Bouncer foul. Full count still. This one of 4 games around Major League Baseball currently being played. Minnesota's at Detroit. Pittsburgh at Boston. Cubs hosting the Dodgers. And of course, this game here at the Big A. Everything else a little bit later on. Another payoff. And he got him swinging. 2 down.
Ran that fastball upstairs. Talk about change a little eye level, especially when you're tracking something slow. And you go upstairs with a fastball, that late movement. Look how much that fastball moved. That's that two-seamer. Started maybe off the inside part of the plate, but then tracks away above the zone to get a swing and miss.
Napoli ended up going 2 for 4 last night with a single and a home run. Takes upstairs to the fastball. Also drew an intentional walk. Mike at 194 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. 1-1.
Again, pitching backwards in a fastball count, the ability to throw a breaking ball for a strike, important for Nolasco.
Out at the plate.
Well, there are a couple sliders, a slow curveball. Barely made contact, Napoli.
Third career start for Nolasco against Texas. Another 1-2. Fastball, and he popped it up. Shallow right. Espinosa has to go out. Cole comes in, calls off Danny. And the top of the first is in the book, but not before Carlos Gomez gives Texas a 1-0 lead as the Angels have the top of their order coming up. The bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup for the Angels. Game number 10 for the Halos. Currently sitting atop the Western Division with a 6-3 mark. It'll be Yunel Escobar leading things off at third. Cole Calhoun is at right. Mike Trout is in center field. Alperpool's at DH. Andrelton Simmons is the shortstop. Cameron Maben had the night off last night. He's back in left. Jeffrey Marte gets to start at first with a righty on the mound. Danny Espinosa at second, and then you've got Carlos Perez batting ninth and doing the catching. They take on a 30-year-old right-hander native of Osaka, Japan, and a guy that has done pretty good damage against the Angels throughout his brief big league career. His name is Yu Darvish.
Yeah, 7-2 career mark with a pretty solid ERA, 3.78. My go-to is to be successful against Darvish today. Middle of the order success. Trout, Pujols, and Calhoun combined 8 home runs, 13 RBI, and aggressive base running. He's allowed 24 straight stolen bases against him. That's dating back to 2014.
Foul back. And it's no balls and a strike. Escobar off to a very good start. A .405 batting average, 3 doubles, a home run, and 4 RBIs. Currently third in the American League as far as that batting average. Still very early as he lays off, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Darvish has always and has for some time worked from that stretch position. And it's not even a modified stretch. It's actually a stretch position.
Yeah, he's very comfortable in that. He feels like he can throw more consistent strikes.
He's ahead of the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carlos Gomez giving Texas a 1-0 lead. 17th home run hit by the Rangers. Now in their first 9 games. That leads Major League Baseball. Got him with a high fastball. Escobar retired for the first out.
Darvish has a fastball, slider, curve, and split. Can run the fastball at times in mid-90s.
There's the defense behind Darvish this afternoon. Profar, Gomez, and Mazar in the outfield from left to right. Got Gallo, Andrews, Odor, and Napoli from third to first. Chirinos behind the plate.
And with Beltre out at third base for the Rangers, Gallo getting a ton of starts so far. He started all 9 games at third base. No errors so far. Has turned a double play. And pretty solid in third base position so far for the Rangers.
Shift on with Cole at the plate. Calhoun batting .314 as he pulls this one into right field. A base hit. Hit well. Lazara over to cut it off. Does so on the backhand. And he'll hold Cole to a 1-out single. Cole had a couple of doubles last night. Picks up a single in his first AB here this afternoon.
He continues to swing the bat well against Darvish. Gets a fastball. Was able to turn on that, get the barrel of the bat. Opened up the hips. That foot down and still line that through the shift. And right side of the infield for Cole. Now 5 for 12 career-wise. This is the big part of the lineup. We talked about middle of the order success against Darvish. Important for these guys, from Cole, the Trout, the Pujols, to do the damage.
Trout 10 for 37 in his career against Darvish with 4 home runs, 6 RBIs. Settles in with Calhoun at first and a very short lead for Cole. First one's in for a strike. Trout last night homered, his 3rd of the season, picking up his 9th RBI. Finished the game going 1 for 4. Comes in batting .294, a .359 on base percentage. Way outside. Beautiful afternoon. Clouds starting to break up as the sun comes out. 70 degrees at first pitch. I like this afternoon baseball stuff.
No, it's the best. Darvish with 1 career pickoff, and that's this season. Mentioned 24 straight base stealers have been successful against him.
One Breaking ball misses.
And when you look at him, he doesn't have a high leg kick, but it's that throwing motion that he has gives the base runner a better chance to be successful stealing. It's a long throwing motion.
Now, if memory serves, he used to have a little bit of a hitch with that leg kick. It seems like it's more of a clean, more traditional delivery now. Two on count on Trout, 1 out. Halos down 1-0. Darvish making his 3rd start of the season. He's 0-1 with a .365 ERA. 12 innings, 12 plus innings, 8 hits, 9 strikeouts, 8 walks too.
And when the Angels have had success against him, it's really the time when he's wild on the mound.
On the corner. Evens a count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Seen quite a few more fastballs so far from Darvish than we've seen in the past. The guy that really throws a lot of off-speed pitch. He has a 2-seam, 4-seam cut fastball, but he also throws a lot of sliders, curves, and a split-finger fastball. Limited, and a straight changeup also.
Yeah, limited last year to 17 starts. He's coming off elbow surgery to start the year. Shoulder issue forced him on the DL last year as well. As this one's in the dirt, full count. And you wonder if that's a byproduct of having the surgery and on the elbow, and then of course having the tightness in his shoulder to maybe, because he was a guy that threw a lot of off-speed stuff and varying speeds too.
Yeah, and that's the thing, when you throw a lot of those, you really put a lot of pressure on your arm. You throw a lot of breaking balls, especially as hard as he throws it. Then he'll change speeds on it, throw that big slow curveball on occasion. Been a very good pitcher here at the major league level. See Cole going here on a 3-2 count with 1 out.
Cole goes. Trout takes downstairs, and it's ball 4. Trinos throws down, but it doesn't matter as Trout draws the walk. So 2 on and 1 out. We'll bring up Albert.
Good at bat once again for Trout, and always at the top of that leaderboard as far as pitches per plate appearance. So far, Darvish, good velocity on his fastball. It's 94, 95, 96.
I'd be throwing more of those too if I was in that 94, 96 range. Feeling pretty good.
Especially with decent movement. I might even say, hey, listen, I'm going to throw a fastball now.
Let them know.
Yeah.
Just give them the heads up. When you speak of me, speak highly.
Yes.
Here's Albert Pujols. Breaking ball misses. Albert comes in batting 194. A double home run, 7 RBIs. Just missed an opportunity to home run. Missed twice on an opportunity for a home run against A.J. Griffin. Finished tonight, last night, going 0 for 4. The Angels did not get a hit with a man in scoring position last night, finishing 0 for 6. Breaking ball's in there.
See, Albert is pulled off on that one. Was thinking something on the inner half of the plate, maybe a fastball. Instead, got a curveball. A lot of room in that left field corner. If he gets one of those curveballs and pulls it, Profar playing more so to left center field as a left fielder.
Calhoun at second, Trout at first. 1-1. Sinking fastball there.
And when you talk about number of pitches Darvish has, some games have 6 or 7. That's different type of fastballs. A 2-seam, 4-seam, cut fastball. That's 3 pitches. Those is curveball, slider, changeup, split finger fastball. Well, they've always tried to get him to condense that when he's warming up before the game to go with this maybe 2, 3, even 4 best pitches he's got working warming up.
Chirinos and Darvish going to talk things over here. You see the numbers there at the screen. 277 strikeouts in 2013. Nolan Ryan leads the franchise for most punch outs in a season. That was 301.
It's a lot of pitches to throw to get that many punch outs.
Simmons on deck. 1-2 to Albert. In the dirt. Trickles away from Chirinos. Not far enough. 2-2.
Chirinos always a very solid defensive catcher. Good throwing arm. Thrown out 31% of would-be base stealers in his career.
It's a pretty good tandem behind the plate to have in Lucroy and Chirinos. Two. Breaking pitch, a little chopper to the left side. Gallo bobbles it. It's only placed to first. They get Albert. 2 down.
And you can see by the target being set by Chirinos, he wanted that curveball down. Real slow curveball. Albert out in front, had a little spin on it. Gallo looked like he had a chance at a 5-4, 3 double play. Does not make the play. Doesn't get charged with an error, but allows Simmons to come to the plate with 2 on. See that slow break was elevated. A mistake pitch. Looked like he got it on his hand before he got it in his glove, trying to be quick on the transfer, but does get the out at first. But a break for the Angels, especially for one of the hottest hitters on the team, and Simmons hit .344.
Gallo's played every game at third base for the injured Adrian Beltre. Is going to miss several more weeks with a calf strain. Simmons at .344. .417 on base percentage. 1 hit last night and a walk. Ended up going 1 for 3. 2-man in scoring position with 2 outs. Halos down 1-0.
Simmons a .296 career hitter against Texas. .306 last season.
Chopper back toward the middle. Elvis Andrews is there. The Angels will leave 2-men in scoring position. Texas on top 1-0 as we head to the second. Second, want to remind you to get your red on this season and create memories with your friends and family. Angels baseball is great family fun for everyone. For only $44, get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks with the Coca-Cola Friends and Family Fun Pack. Go to angels.com/fun pack for more info. Carlos Gomez, leadoff home run to start the game, giving Texas the 1-0 lead. Nolasco retired the next 3 guys, so he'll face Odor, Andrews, and Gallo here, and the Rangers half of the second.
A shift on for Odor at the plate. Very quick on fastballs in, though. even up and in.
Odor comes in batting .258. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. 1-1. Rangers second baseman went 1 for 5 last night. A big 2 RBI double in the 9th off Mike Morin. And with 2 outs. Ground ball through the left side with the shift on. Maben up with it. Odor will stop with a leadoff single.
That's one of his frustrating things as a pitcher. You make a perfect pitch, and you get the hitter to chase that pitch away, but Odor to stay with it, hits it right by that vacated spot at third base with the shift on. You're seeing more and more hitters making that adjustment with the shift on, going the other way instead of trying to pull every pitch. Be careful too. First pitch fastball with Andrus at the plate. Jeff Bannister likes to put movement on with this combination. Odor at first and Andrus at the plate. Good hit and run candidate.
Andrus off to a terrific start this year. .333 batting average, 3 home runs, 3 RBIs. 7 extra base hits so far for Elvis. 2 for 4 last night. Breaking ball for strike. Good lead for Odor at first. Bluffed as if he were going. This one's flipped out of play.
Another good breaking ball, a little bit off the plate. And if you're going to break a ball away, if you're Danny Espinosa, you got to be ready for something hit your way. Same thing with Cole Calhoun out in right field.
Jamie, Michael, hey.
Down the line, picked by Escobar. He'll go to second, and they get the force out at second base. 1 down. Nice play by Unell.
Has that good range as far as with the glove. It's really been the issue of the throws for Escobar. Nice play, just right down the line. That good prep step, get in position to be able to get that on the backhand, and quickly throws to second to keep that double play in order, getting a force out at second. Nice play by Escobar. Stay with it, and that force out at second. And another guy that likes to try to run, especially against the Angels. Elvis Andrus at first base. Nolasco does have a quick move to first.
Joey Gallo, the batter. He's the third baseman. 192 batting average with the triple. 2 home runs and 9 RBIs on the young season. Tripled home 2 runs against Jesse Chavez yesterday in the 5th inning. Second career triple for the youngster. Took third at first.
Not be surprised if Andrus is going on this pitch, anticipating an all-speed pitch. With Nolasco ahead of the count 0-1 to Gallo.
Both starters working at extremely deliberate pace. One ball and strike. Simmons toward the middle with Gallo at the plate. A lot of power in that bat.
Pull power. So
Yep.
that's why you're thinking in terms of staying away, whether it's a fastball or something soft on the outside part of the plate, but keep it down. He does good power to left center if it's elevated.
A lot of strikeouts too in that bat at the major league level. 2-1 count.
Had the big triple in the game last night. Certainly a count where the Rangers like action on a 2-1 count with one out.
Andrews on the move, off speed, cut on a miss. Quick tag by Simmons, but the throw is on the shortstop side of the base.
First stolen base of the season for Andrews. Got a pretty good jump. All speed. Trying to be quick on the throw. See that hand in. Carlos had to have a perfect throw to throw him out with a jump like that.
Two-two count with one out. Man in scoring position now for Texas. Breaking ball misses. Full count.
It's a 47th career stolen base for Andrews against the Angels. Talked about he's always been aggressive trying to steal bases. Only been caught 8 times. 242 career steals, which is a franchise record.
Breaking ball got him. Backdoored. 2 down. Third strikeout for Nolasco.
And what you're seeing for Paul Emo behind the plate, he's going to call that pitch on the outer half. You might as well live out there. See that pitch just barely touching an outside part of the plate. Not exactly where Carlos Perez wanted that pitch, but it does get the corner.
Robinson Chirinos, the catcher this afternoon. 2 for 6 to start the year. Back up to Jonathan Lucroy. Fastball, it just misses low. This was out to right field, slicing away from Calhoun, and that is going to be a fair ball. It goes into the seats. It's a double. 2-0 Texas. Chirinos picks up his first double of the year, his 4th RBI.
Cole tried to track that one down, but very difficult to do so playing where he was playing against Chirinos. Fastball that kind of drifted again, middle part of the plate. And Chirinos did a nice job of looking to drive the ball that way. And just inside the chalk, and then bounces into the stands. Well, what you can hope for as a pitcher that it's going to be foul. He's able to stay just inside the chalk line.
Pickoff attempt. And the ball gets away from Simmons, and Chirinos will take third. Imagine Angelton will get an error on that. Not a bad throw by Nolasco.
It's a timing play. Spin move. Try to apply the tag quickly, but didn't look that baseball into the glove. Simmons picked up his 2nd error of the season for Anderson Simmons.
Profar, the left fielder. Number 9 hitter, picked up his first hit of the season last night. He's 1 for 12. He'll lines this one into center field. 3-0 Texas. fastball appeared to be right over the heart of the plate. Profar picks up his second RBI of the season.
His fastball stays elevated. He wants to go down and away with that two-seam fastball. Lateral movement instead of sink movement for Ricky Nolasco so far in this game. He's been hurt on the fastball 3 times. The home run to Gomez, a double to Trinos, and that line drive up the middle by Profar.
Gomez homer to lead off the game. The 11th time in his career that he's done that. 3rd home run of the season. Skies this one on the right side of the infield. Marte calling for it, and made it interesting, but snags it for the 3rd out. Texas adds a couple of runs. They do it on 3 hits. We'll head to the bottom of the 2nd. 3-0 Rangers.
A Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be able to come back and win this game. A little bad company, run with the pack. I mentioned earlier how important it is to be aggressive base running against Darvish. He will give up his home runs on occasion, but I think you got to go 1st to 3rd aggressively and steal some bases, put some pressure on him. 24 straight stolen bases against him, dating back into 2014.
Cameron Maybin to lead things off for the Angels here in their half of the 2nd, down 3-0. Maybin, Marte, and Espinosa. Camp did not play last night. Tuesday ended up going 1 for 4 with a double and a walk. Two balls, no strikes. Cameron at 261 for the season with a double and a home run, 2 RBIs.
Very similar we saw from Cole Hamels in game 1. Not a lot of strikes so far for Darvish. 20 pitches, 10 out of the zone, 10 in the zone.
(3-0).
Certainly taken here 3-0 if you're Cameron Maybin.
14th career start for Darvish, as he walks Maben to lead off the second walk issued by you.
See if the Angels are aggressive now on the bases. Marte coming into plate.
Marte 1 for 3 in his brief big league career against Darvish. Back at first base. 4 for 12 so far with a home run and 3 RBIs. You mentioned the hit and run count. One thing the Angels really have not done a whole lot through their first 9 games is run.
Yeah,
stolen base
how
attempts,
much they
the hit
ran
runs
in spring training. What, 53 stolen bases in spring. Yeah. Some steals of home on double steals.
No balls, 2 strikes on Martinez. I got a piece of Chirinos. No balls and 2 strikes. Lead off walk to Maben. Angels had a couple of opportunities in the first. It ended up stranding 2 base runners in scoring position.
Good at bat for Cole, who continues to swing the bat well against Darvish in his career. Good base hit.
Big lead for Maben at first.
Might be going now. We got to believe if you're a base runner, you get back there that easily on a pickoff throw, you can get a little bit more on your lead.
Maben on the move. Marte lifts one out to right. Zara, he's going to double up Maben. Maben couldn't find the baseball. High throw, fortunately, saves Maben and the Angels from a double play. The interesting thing about it is that Cam, as he was getting into second base, he was looking out to right field.
Yeah, it looked like he was tracking the baseball. I was wondering if he was going to have a tough time with it. Again, Mazara generally a very good, strong throwing arm. See him looking back, he's seeing Mazara's tracking it, but he's so far away from first base at that point. Any kind of a throw, an accurate throw, he's going to be doubled up, and a high throw allows him to be safe at first. And Darvish thinks he's got a double play ball.
Yeah, Elvis Andrews just now maybe messing around, but maybe part of it's serious as far as Mazara getting the ball down. Even you throw one hopper into first base, he would have got Cameron Maben even with his speed. But these are the opportunities the offense needs to pick up on. Gifted and out. Maben's on the move to throw down as a high one goes into center field. And Maben was fooled by Elvis Andrews holding a tag down, but he didn't even have the ball.
Might have been difficult to get up and try to advance anyhow. Still that stolen base, another stolen base against Darvish. Aggressive base running going on first pitch. Good jump. Chirinos, high throw. You see Andrews is keeping that glove on Maben as he's sliding. You know, he knows the high throw. So often you see base runners are trying to keep their hand on the base or the foot on the base, with the infielder trying to hold on to the baseball. If there's any kind of separation, you're out. And that's what got Maben to full for that one from Andrus.
Breaking ball catches the outside part of the plate, evens the count. Espinosa, 194 batting average with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. Picked up his 9th run batted in last night with a sac fly. Texas with a 3-0 lead. We're just in the 2nd inning.
Well, with runners on, Darvish has really slowed down the pace, whether getting a sign from Trinos or holding the baseball, knowing that he's had a tough time stopping an opponent's running game, trying to stop it by being able to hold the baseball longer.
1-2. Espinosa has faced Darvish before, just 3 at-bats, 0 for 3.
This is the time you might see Darvish try to climb the ladder with a high fastball. A lot of room, though, on that left side of the infield in case something's soft and it's away. Hit that ball through shortstop position.
Espinosa swinging a miss on the breaking ball. Chirinos throws down to first, 2 down. Second strikeout for Darvish.
Number 58, Carlos Perez.
Carlos Perez 1 for 6. A wild pitch will advance Maben over to third. The 1 hit for Carlos this year, the perfectly executed safety squeeze 2 nights ago.
Got a break a ball too in that one. Much easier baseball to put down on the ground than would be, say, a high fastball. It's already the 3rd wild pitch of the season for Darvish. Something to keep in mind, on an eye on there too, especially with a man on third.
Two balls, 1 strike. Darvish thought was hoping for anyways to get that inside corner.
Paul Emma looked like initially he was setting up to call that a strike. And a lot of times when you've already had 3 wild pitches in a season, you're more reluctant to stay away from that hard breaking ball in the dirt.
2-2.
Now he's probably going to have to deal after taking that fastball with the breaking ball. Against right-handed batters this season, he's thrown about 35% of the time he'll throw a 2-2 slider.
Trino set up outside. 2-2 now. Fastball got him looking. The Angels leave another man in scoring position. 3-0 Texas as we head to the 3rd. 3-0. Want to remind you that you join the Angels on Friday, April 21st. Toronto Blue Jays in town. It's a 7:07 start. Fans in attendance will receive an Angels superhero cape and be part of the Guinness World Records official attempt. For more info on the Angels superhero cape, courtesy of Farmer John, go to angels.com/promotions.
I know you're already penciled that one down in your calendar.
Yeah. I think I'm all record booked out. Chu, Mazar, and Napoli here in the third. The Angels have had some opportunities against Darvish, just have not been able to do anything with those opportunities. Chu fouling it off. Velasco gave up a run in the first and 2 in the second. The 2 in the second are the tough ones because he struck out Gallo for the second out of the inning. And then gave up the double to Chirinos, followed by the single to Profar.
Very important for Ricky Velasco to have a quick inning here. The 39 pitches already in the game. Talked about that in the opening as far as getting some length and some quality starts from the starter.
Flare out to left field. It's a base hit. The lead off the third. All 3 leadoff men have reached against Velasco. And here comes Mazzara.
Right fielder, number 30, Mazar.
Very good career numbers for Mazzara, including his first career home run against the Angels for Mazzara. Missed some feel for some of the pitches so far for Velasco. Missed upstairs quite a bit on some pitches. Talked about his success last year, especially in September. 1.47 ERA. A lot of pitches down. 2-seamer down. Slider down in the strike zone. Curveball, same thing.
Mazzara drives one out to deep right field, and this one is going to go. A 2-run blast. 5-0 Texas. Mazzara has just hit his 3rd of the season. And for the Rangers, they're 18th as a team. That's 5 home runs allowed by Velasco in 3 starts.
And again, this is an elevated pitch once again. Mazzara continues to put up great numbers in his career versus the Angels. See exactly where that pitch was. A 2-seam fastball, upper part of the zone, drifts out over the plate. The target was set at the knees, but mislocation. You see Carlos reaching up for that pitch. And Mazzara, quick on that one, drives that one out the right center field. 3rd home run, 11 RBI on the season.
Even that pitch there, mislocation, that was up. Napoli 0 for 1, hit a fly ball to right field then the first.
Again, when Ricky is very successful, it's the lower part of the strike zone. When he struggles upstairs, that's when the baseballs are squared up.
It's the 3rd consecutive start. The starters have given up 5 runs. To your point when we started the show, talking about the starters needing to step up. Bullpen's innings already here in the early going adding up, whether they're 1 inning at a time or multiple innings. We've already lost Andrew Bailey's on the DL with a right shoulder issue.
Garrett Richards getting healthier, but has not thrown the baseball yet, but feeling a lot better.
Napoli pulls it foul. Sounded like he broke his bat too. Well, the Angels have missed on their opportunities. Texas hasn't.
I think about 18 home runs as a team already for Texas. This is the 9th game. That's averaging 2 home runs per game for the Rangers.
Halos has a staff of allowed 16 home runs. Two balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the 3rd. Single by Chu. Home run by Mazzara so far. Napoli goes down swinging, 1 away.
Again, plenty of baseball left in this game. We've seen this offense come back a number of times already in this early part of the season. And you're putting a lot of pressure on the offense to outslug your opponent again.
Odor with a single in the 2nd. He pulls this one down the line, foul. One ball would strike. Ricky now at 51 pitches. 35 have been strikes.
Just watching from this angle, at times, especially with some of his off-speed pitches, that front shoulder flying wide open, we just see as a hitter, you get a little bit longer time to see the baseball out of his hand when you have that front shoulder fly open. Got to stay tucked, hide the baseball a little bit longer, more difficult to hit.
Odor pops it up. Danny Espinosa calling for it. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 2 outs, nobody on for Elvis Andrus, who reached on the fielder's choice and scored a run. Ground ball back up the middle. It's a base hit. Elvis Andrus with his 11th hit of the season.
Already his 5th hit of the series. Andrus being aggressive, right back up the middle. Really has changed his approach to play. Very good coverage, both inside and outside pitches. Off to a great start. Mentioned those stolen bases in his career versus the Angels. Maybe going right away again.
This is a game that you definitely wanted Ricky to be able to work 6-7 innings if possible. You got a spot starter going tomorrow. The opener of the 3-game set against Kansas City with J.C. Ramirez getting that starting nod. It would have been Garrett Richards' spot. And while he was stretched out in spring, unless something miraculous happens and he could limit to 9 to 10 pitches per inning, it's going to be a bullpen game.
He's mixing that curveball, which is going to be a good pitch for him against Kansas City because they are a very good fastball hitting club. But yeah, you're right. 4 or 5 innings would be something Mike Scioscia would love to see to get out of him. And again, that's going to force your bullpen to get another 12 outs or so during the course of a game. And a lot of clubs early on will get some significant use out of your bullpen as the starters try to build up their arm strength from leaving spring training into the start of the season.
Two balls, one strike. Velasco's thrown 21 pitches so far here in the third. Andrews on the move. The pitch is strike. They can throw a good one, and they got him. So Carlos Perez throws down Elvis Andrews to finish off the top of the third. Texas adds to its lead on the Mazara home run. It's 5-0 Rangers.
Plenty of time for the Angels to come back into this game. I'm Alex Curry, and earlier this week we heard Mark Kubica talk about how Andrelton Simmons has really been more selective at the plate since the middle of last season. And earlier today I talked to the Angels hitting coach Dave Hansen, who talked about the program he's put guys like Simmons, Yunel Escobar, and Danny Espinosa on. And the main focus of this program is discipline at the plate. It's about understanding their personal zone, the edges of it, while still being aggressive. Because if you don't control your zone, he said, then you're just an easy out. He added, though, the team's success at the plate this season really starts with the chemistry of this team, because that's what bonds the confidence of the hitters. And then hitting becomes contagious, guys, as we've seen in these late game comebacks.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And you mentioned that chase rate for both Simmons and Escobar and Espinosa. If they could just condense that to swinging pitches in the strike zone, you have a chance to be more successful in squaring up baseballs. And that's what we've seen, especially late in the games, for a number of the hitters so far, including Yunel Escobar, who's coming to the plate right now.
Escobar, Calhoun, and Trout here in the third. Darvish with 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit allowed. He now struck out at his first AB.
And very important now for the offense to respond and put up a couple runs here to get right back in the game. The way Texas is swinging the bat themselves. mentioned earlier, Victor, they've had some chances against Darvish already.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
One thing you don't want to allow to have happen is Darvish settle in.
Halo's 0 for 4 so far through the first 2 innings with men in scoring position. Now goes down swinging for the second time. 1 out. 3rd consecutive strikeout for Darvish.
See that pitch right on the outer part of the plate, a little cut action on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, that unhittable zone. Darvish just hit. Very solid as far as the on-base percentage of this season for Cole. Hard slider down and in on a fastball count from Darvish. Again, like any really good pitcher, those first inning or two, when you got a chance to get them, you have to before they settle in, and all of a sudden better feel for all the pitches becomes more difficult as a hitter against them.
Two balls and 1 strike. Cole with a base hit to right field in the first.
5 for 12 in his career versus Darvish. Good hitters count now for Cole.
Breaking ball upstairs. Full count with Trout on deck.
So far in our Fox tracks, not one pitch thrown in the sequence against Cole Calhoun has been in the strike zone yet.
There's the payoff. He'll go down swinging. Round number 2, make that 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Darvish.
And then the one pitch he throws is a perfect fastball right on the outside corner. Both strikeouts in this inning, paints the outside corner with his fastball. Great view there from behind home plate to watch Mike Trout's at bat against Darvish.
On the corner for a strike. Trout worked the walk in the first, 1 of 2 free passes by Darvish.
Trout didn't like that call. That first pitch fastball looked like a little bit off the outside corner. Trout with 4 career home runs, 6 RBI against Darvish.
A little bit high. 2 balls and a strike.
21 career home runs against Ranger pitching for Mike Trout, 71 RBI. It's a two-seam fastball with good movement, lower part of the strike zone. He threw that to Albert Pujols in his first at bat. Early in that at bat, that one good movement.
Foul back, fastball away. Texas leading it 5-0. 1 in the first and then 2 runs each in the second and third innings.
Very good homestand so far for the Angels. They've come back a number of times being down by 5 runs or more.
Pitch foul back. Pretty good pitch, a drive right there.
Yeah, that's one of those pitches when you release it out of your hand as a pitcher, all you can hope for is he fouls it off. Especially with the power that Trout has to all fields. Hit his 90th career home run to center field last night.
Back up the middle, off of Darvish. And that's going to go as an infield base hit.
Wise decision by Darvish at that point. Once that baseball hit him, you're not going to throw out Trout. Just hold on to the baseball, not worry about making a throw and potentially throwing it away. Darvish on the follow through the comebacker. Gets him in the back and away from him, no panic. Holds on to the baseball, smart move, infield hit for Trout on a fastball that had a little bit late running actually on the label of the bat, not quite on the barrel. Well, the infielder said, hey, why don't you charge that baseball? Or move out of the way. Albert's been very patient so far on the first pitch thrown to him this season. He'll try to catch a pitch right now after that ground ball off the back. Maybe makes a mistake and get a little more aggressive than normal on that first pitch.
Down and away. Albert grounded out of the first. 0 for 1. Infield base hit for Trout. Second hit allowed by Darvish. Trout on the move to throw down is not in time.
Huge jump for Trout. Second stolen base. The game in scoring position for Albert Pujols. See that jump, real good jump for Trout. Straight steal. Gets that hand in there before Odor's able to apply a tag. So far, the Angels have done what they needed to do as far as put pressure on Darvish by stealing bases. Now it's up to the hitters to get hits with runners in scoring position.
One and two. Chopper down the line, foul.
Mike Trout last season, when he had 1 stolen base for the first 25 games. Picks up his first stolen base here today, the 10th game of the season. On his way to a 30 stolen base season last year. I said he'd love to try to be a 40-40 guy this season.
Albert will pop him towards short. Elvis Andrus will squeeze it. And the Angels are done here in the third. One to the fourth inning with Texas leading at 5-0.
Banquet, timeless moment back on this date. 1991, Dave Winfield had 3 home runs at Minnesota. One of 11 Angels with a 3 home run game. Doug DeCenza did it twice. 15 total bases in the game for Dave Winfield, the Hall of Famer. He had those 3 home runs, a double, and a single. The only out he made, Steve Bedrosian got him out.
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
That Steve Bedrosian guy.
Yeah. Nice little edge he had closing games.
Gallo was at the plate when Andrus was thrown out trying to steal second in the 3rd inning. So Gallo, Chirinos, and Profar. It's the bottom 3rd of the order. Three balls, no strikes. Gallo struck out looking in the 2nd. Three one.
Pulled foul, full count.
By the way, Steve Bedrosian with 184 career saves. There's Cam. Dad won a Cy Young also. That's a danger spot against Gallo for Nolasco to challenge in that part of the zone. Pretty good hack at it.
This one pulled to the right side and beats the shift, even with Espinosa out at shallow right. Danny unable to come up with it, so Gallo wins that battle. That's 4 straight innings that the leadoff man has reached against Nolasco. Robinson Chirinos coming to the plate.
And another one of those pitches that stay elevated, belt high, and lines that through the shift for Gallo.
Chirinos shot a double down the right field line, brought home a run, and he scored a run. That was in the second. Robinson with his first double of the year. This is popped up third base side. Escobar calling for it. One down.
Well, Rick, you mentioned those leadoff man getting on base as an opponent. When you have that leadoff guy get on there, it gives the manager so many different options. It slows down your pace because you have to worry about the potential running game. The pitch from the stretch, which generally you're not going to have as good as stuff. Most pitchers won't, as compared to the full windup, changes the whole complexion of the inning when that leadoff guy is on.
Big swing by Profar. RBI single for him in the second. Second RBI of the season. Oh, half-hearted swing. Profar ends up fouling it back. No balls and 2 strikes. 8 hits for Texas, with 1 out here in the 4th. 2 of which have been home runs. Gomez leading off the game, and then Mazar, 2-run shot in the 3rd. Down and in. 1-2 count. That was the 70th pitch thrown by Ricky. 4 strikeouts, no walks.
This is where Ricky can use that little something down in the strike zone, get him out in front, see if he can get a double play ball here. He's been hurt so far in this game with elevated pitches, whether it's his fastball or something off speed. Trust that little 2-seamer, but trust it down and away. Or you can go something soft, but make sure it's down, preferably away.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Gallo's on the move. Profar swinging a miss and throw down to second, and glove by Simmons. They says he didn't get him.
Yeah, he was pointing into Mike Scioscia right away. He thought he was able to scoop and tag him. We've seen that so often already for Simmons.
Yeah.
Dino Ebel going to be calling in to Steve Solis to see if it's worth taking a second look at. It's real close.
He makes contact with the body before the hip. Yeah.
It's going to be real close. He might have got his hand in there, and he did.
So Gallo picks up a stolen base. Good call by Scott Berry at second base.
He's right on that one. A good scoop by Simmons, but because he didn't quite have the handle of the baseball initially, a little longer on the tag than normal.
No balls, 2 strikes. Gomez with a home run in the first and a pop-up in the second.
So you don't even mess around. You're way ahead of the count here. Bounce something.
Gets away from Perez, and Gallo will take third. The wild pitch.
Break a ball in the dirt. The spin. And off the thigh of Carlos Perez to get away for a wild pitch, allowing Gallo to get to third base. Quick conversation between Perez and Nolasco. Still, you got to have trust with your catcher. You still go back with a break ball. You want to make sure it's not in the strike zone. Nice job right there by Carlos keeping that in front.
Off the plate, full count.
Three-two pitch. Got to go with the breaking ball right here if you're in Nolasco. Fourth full count for Nolasco in this game at this point.
Swing and a miss. Gomez will go down swinging as the fourth is in the books. Texas on top 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Being brought to you by Hyundai. There's no better time to buy a new Hyundai than now. See your local Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com. And by Jerome's Furniture, home of Jerry's Price and proudly the official furniture store of Angels baseball. 5-0 Texas. They've used the long ball and some perfectly placed hits to strike for 5 runs early in this game. The Angels have had opportunities in each of the first 3 innings, but have not been able to solve Yu Darvish when they've needed to. It'll be Simmons, Maben, and Marte here in the Angels half of the 4th. Darvish with 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 hits allowed.
And quite a few pitches, also 58 of them. Just under a 20 pitch per inning average for Darvish.
Simmons grounded out to end the 1st. Cued off the end of the bat towards second, and Odor puts it away. 1 down.
And now it's time for AARP's Getting to Know Cameron Maben as he's coming to the plate. A walk and a stolen base, his first at bat. Turned 30 years old, 11th season in the big leagues. Born in North Carolina, made his debut in 2007 with the Detroit Tigers. Great guy, tremendous smile, good energy.
Gets underneath this one on the third base side, headed toward the seats. Oh, 1 count on Maben, who worked the walk to lead off the 2nd. Foul at the plate. Looks like got his hand a little bit. Shaking that right hand. Maben stole a base in the 2nd. Was eventually stranded at 3rd.
You'll notice that Maben will choke up on the bat to try to make some contact, especially behind in the count. Shorten up the swing.
Two down. Big breaking ball there from Darvish. Strikeout number 6 for the right-hander. And here comes Jeffrey Marte. Jeffrey with a fly ball to right field in the 2nd. Chrome was at first base last night. So she's mixing and matching with first basemen.
There was Marte just the other day when Cole Hamels was pitching well with a significant lead, a 5-0 lead. They hit a home run in the 7th inning to get that comeback started. Hamels, who threw the ball well, had a lead with the offense for the Angels, came back, took it away, and a no decision.
Marte foul tips that one into the mid, and the Angels are down in order. 4 complete, 5-0 Texas.
brought to you by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
Still 5-0 Texas as we begin the 5th. Ricky Nolasco back down. 8 hits for the Rangers, 2 for the Halos.
Boy, quick inning for Darvish. 8 pitches thrown. All 8 pitches were strikes. Nolasco with no walks, 6 punch-outs though, but the big flies hurt him today. Now 79 pitches through 4 innings.
Chu, Mazzara, and Napoli. Lefty, lefty, righty. Chu 1 for 2. He struck out in the first, singled and scored in the third. There's been nothing easy for Nolasco. You talk about pitches per inning. 19 in the first, 17 in the second, 22 in the third, 21 in the fourth.
It's really it's come down to his command of his fastball has not been there today. Last game out when he went 6 innings, his 2 runs allowed, better command.
Out to left, Maben is there.
Even that pitch, even though it's an out, he didn't quite get exactly where he wanted to throw the baseball. You see there's some frustrations on his release point, especially with his fastball. Speaking of mislocation, Mazzara got that fastball up and lasted back. And he drove it out to right center field for a 2-run home run, his 3rd of the season.
Two balls and a strike.
He was able to run that 2-seamer back and catch the inside part of the plate.
Good breaking ball. Full count.
Good location, that breaking ball also. Like Napoli on deck. 0 for 2 so far.
Foul back. Got a fastball up. Another 3-2 on the way. That's a called strike 3. Good location on that one. 2 down.
That's a good late movement too on that 2-seam fastball. Best fastball we've seen. You see that run in action is that you freeze the left-handed batter because he thinks it's going to be off the plate in, and then it runs back and catches the corner. 7 strikeouts for Nolasco.
Napoli a fly ball to right and a strikeout. 7 strikeouts for Ricky to go with no walks. Easily the most punch outs he's had in a game this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. "14 strikeouts combined between Nolasco and Darvish."
Another opportunity for a strikeout. He's already struck out Napoli once today. High fastball usually means they'll set him up for a breaking ball. Starts in that same plane to get a swing and miss going away. Catcher's interference.
It's the second one we've seen. It's an error on Perez.
I'm like, the last time we thought maybe it was the string on the glove. See, they're trying to reach and frame that pitch, and now be looking right back at him and made contact with the swing on the glove.
No at-bat charge to Napoli. Carlos is charged with his second error. Odor hits one off the end of the bat to shallow center field. Trout coming on. He'll make the running catch. Just hung up long enough as Mike squeezes it for the 3rd out. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. 8-9-1 coming up for the Halos, down 5-0. You to join your Angels on Saturday, April 22nd as they take on the Toronto Blue Jays at 6:07. Fans in attendance will enjoy a post-game showing of Guardians of the Galaxy as part of the Marvel Superhero Weekend. For more info on the post-game movie, just go to angels.com/promotions. Espinosa, Perez, and Escobar for the Angels, trying to solve the mystery that is Yu Darvish. 7 punch-outs, 2 walks, 2 hits allowed. A well-roped single by Calhoun in the first, and an infield base hit by Trout in the third. That's it.
Yeah, there are a number of pitches those first 3 innings that are very economical. 4th, 8 pitches, 8 strikes, quick 1, 2, 3 innings. Dave Hens was talking on the pregame show about Espinosa and Simmons and Escobar really bringing the pitches in the strike zone, not chasing pitches out of the strike zone. The first pitch a little bit low. Slider took well by Espinosa.
This one down the left field line. Long run for Profar, and he's not going to get there. It'll fall in. Tries to barehand and does knock it down. It'll hold Espinosa to a leadoff single.
We'll place a little flare into the outfield for Espinosa. Pick up his first career hit against Darvish. And break a ball. Stays upstairs. And we talked about it so often. Most flares in the outfield are going to be elevated pitches. That's exactly what that was. Able to knock it down with the bare hand, but at that point you don't want to take a chance to try to get into scoring position, especially down 5-0 here in the 5th inning.
Down where that ball landed, that Profar was going to get there. Ball landed near his feet.
Yeah, he gave up on it at the end. If he keeps going at that angle he was going at, he might have had a shot to slide in and making that play. Again, getting that adjustment, playing the outfield, a middle infielder by trade, playing a number of different positions to get his bat in the lineup.
Carlos went around. Struck out looking into second, so he's 0 for 1.
Long look down the Ron Renicky. Well, if the hit and run is on. Texas sensing that.
One. Carlos bounces it foul.
With Carlos Perez at the plate, now it's time for the driver's seat, brought to you by Kia. So the other night, a walk-off bunt hit for Carlos. It's the second in the last 30 seasons for the Angels. The other, Howie Kendrick, back on April 28th, 2010 against the Cleveland Indians. Parker in right, getting ready down in the bullpen. More likely in Alaska with that pitch count. Days finished.
Carlos goes down swinging, 1 down. The top of the order now, Yunel Escobar coming to the plate. Escobar's had a tough time, as many of the Angels hitters had this afternoon, against the right-hander. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Breaking ball for a strike. And ever since Escobar fouled off the first pitch of the first at bat, straight back on a fastball, Darvish has almost pitched him somewhat backwards in that whatever Escobar is sitting on, he's not getting. And he's been fooled because of it.
And it hasn't happened a whole lot this season where anybody's made Escobar guess wrong. The ball hard throughout this entire season. 385 batting average. but just 2 for 17 in his career versus Darvish, including 6 strikeouts.
Espinosa's on the move, slowly hit to short. Andrews has it. 2 down.
Well, Espinosa had a huge jump.
It's almost like a running start. So 2 outs and Cole coming up.
We talked about how successful base runners have been against Darvish. You see that jump and the long throwing motion that Darvish has. If you get the good jump, you're going to be successful stealing the base. 2 already today for the Angels against them. Another runner in scoring position, looking for the offense, and Cole Calhoun to get a base hit to drive one in.
Cole with a single and a strikeout. 1 for 2. Halos through the 4+ innings today. For their last 11 with men in scoring position over the last 2 games. 1-1.
You know, one thing about Darvish, he has that ability to throw a secondary pitch in a fastball count for strikes.
A guy that's always talking to himself on the mound, kind of reminding himself mechanics. Get to a certain point, release point or otherwise.
When you think about it, each delivers exactly the same whether there's someone on base or not. Goes into the stretch position, holds the baseball even with no one on base. Very similar timing mechanism for him, whether there's base runners or not.
But you go away, and all of a sudden, just a little cut action underneath the hands.
You really can't sit on one pitch against him. That's the thing that's difficult as a hitter. All you hope for is mislocation. And he has done so, especially this part of the lineup I mentioned earlier today. Calhoun, Trout, and Poles with 8 home runs in their careers against him. But when he doesn't hit mislocation, very difficult to square up.
And Cole will go down swinging as the Angels leave a man in scoring position. We're through 5 here at the Big A in the finale of this 3-game set. Texas stays on top 5-0. The Angels starter is done after 5 innings. 7 strikeouts, no walks, 8 hits allowed, 5 runs all earned as Mike Scioscia hands the ball off to Daniel Wright, who joined the ball club a couple of days ago when Andrew Bailey was placed on the 10-day disabled list with a shoulder issue. Wright last year claimed off waivers from the Cincinnati Reds. He pitched in 5 games for the Angels, all 5 starts. Went 1-3 with a 5.40 ERA. Originally a 10th round pick out of Arkansas State by the Cincinnati Reds. That was back in 2013.
Yeah, Wright's fastball is going to be 88 to 92 range. The slider, curveball, changeup. Good spin rate on his curveball. This pitch he goes to as far as trying to get the punch out.
Wright had made 1 start for AAA Salt Lake, and it did not go well. 10 runs, 9 earned, and 3 1/3. He's here to face Andrews, Gallo, and Chirinos. So the Rangers half of the 6th. Elvis, a fielder's choice and a single. He's 1 for 2. He's also stolen a base. Scored a run.
Yeah, 5 for 11 in the series. And very good career numbers against the Angels for Andrews. .314 batting average coming into the game with 7 home runs, 49 RBI. It's over 560 at-bats career-wise against the Angels for Andrews.
Breaking ball down the line. That is a fair ball. Escobar can't believe the call. And Andrews strolls into second with a double.
See if it's indeed is going to be a fair ball down the line.
Wow.
Scioscia waiting around here before he decides, and then
It's a double for Elvis Andrews, his 4th. Yet another hit in the series.
see right down the line as he cross over that base.
And all it's got to go is go over any part of that base.
Like an imaginary line right over the base, and if he's right there on that line to be able to see that to make the call.
There's Joey Gallo, third baseman's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Wright has some experience against the Rangers. Made 2 starts against them last year. And had a tough time with those 2 starts.
Andrews with 12 hits this season for the Rangers, 8 of them extra base hits.
Somebody must have gotten in his ear about his, and I use this term loosely, passive approach at the plate, because he was always kind of a feel type of hitter, right? He wasn't a guy that backlegged a lot of stuff, kind of everything seemed to be on the front side and kind of flipping something out to right field. But now somebody must have gotten in and said, hey, they get a first pitch fastball.
Yeah.
Turn and burn on it.
He almost seemed like a guy who was a hitter, a situational type hitter,
Yeah.
who put the hit and run on. He had a lot of sacrifice bunts early in his career, but now he's driving the ball with authority.
I mean, there's a noticeable difference on the ball jumping off of Elvis's bat last year and this year here in the early going than we had seen in the last several years.
That's why you're seeing Jeff Bannister moving him around in the lineup now, more so in a run producing position. Seen him in the past hitting for that number 2 spot where he's going to be asked to be sacrifice bunting and hit and run. But now moved down a little bit in the lineup. He's been able to drive the ball well.
3-1 count on Gallo. Chirinos on deck. full count. He walked him. So the first two have reached to start the sixth. A double down the line and a walk. As Chirinos comes to the plate, he's 1 for 2 with an RBI double and a pop-up.
Chirinos looking down at third base coach Tony Beasley to see if a bunt will be put on first and second here. Though significant 5-0 lead, you wonder if they're going to do that. Trying to add on, knowing that the Angels have come back in a number of the games this season.
No balls, 2 strikes on Robinson. Foul at the plate.
Slow curveball there from right.
While the career batting average against the Angels may not stand down at 224 for Chirinos against the Angels, seems like he has had some big hits against the Halos over the years.
Exactly. I had to run and look at the totals. I was thinking he was hitting about 350 because he's had some big hits.
Got 4 home runs in his career against the Angels.
Off to a quick start this season, 375 batting average with 4 RBI.
Wild pitch. Andrews will end up at third. Gallo at second. Two balls and 2 strikes. Profar on deck. Texas with a run in the first, 2 runs each in the second and third, looking for more in the sixth. Chirinos with a base hit past Simmons. Andrews will score, as will Gallo, and that makes it 7-0 Texas.
Again, another one of his big hits for Chirinos against the Angels, driving in 2. With a fastball, belt high. Good swing at that one, gets it by Simmons at short. Profar at the plate now has a single and a strikeout in the game so far, 1 for 2. That line drive right back up the middle in the second inning. Some 2-out hits brought a couple runs home for the Rangers in the second.
Profar an RBI single and a strikeout. 3-1 count. And a walk. Second walk issued. And Danny Wright has not retired a batter as of yet, as Nagy's going to come out and pay a visit. Follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season long with Game Day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball.
This is a conversation right now with Nagy and the infielders and Carlos Perez there. You got to go out and fight right here. You got to make sure you get some outs, get some length in the game. You have a pitcher going tomorrow, and JC Ramirez has been out of your bullpen, although did start in spring training. So you need some length here from Daniel Wright to be able to get deeper in this game and not tax the bullpen completely, considering tomorrow in Kansas City you have a reliever starting the game.
Gomez with a home run, a pop-up, and a strikeout. Skies this one out to right. First down of the inning is recorded on that fly ball out. Runners could not advance. The Honda coming schedule mentioned tomorrow. JC Ramirez in that opening game of the series start against Kansas City.
His first career start. Major League level, 111 of them. His fourth season at 127 starts in the minors, but none since 2011. But did start in 4 games in spring training. Was pretty effective as a starter in Cactus League play.
Oh, 1 count on Chu. 1 for 3 for the Ranger DH. Back up the middle, it's a base hit. Chirinos is being waved in. Going to third is Profar, and it's 8-0 Texas. Shin-Soo Choo with his second RBI of the season.
Second hit of the game also. That's a pretty good career numbers against the Angels. .285 batting average. A couple hits today.
And now Nomar Mazara, 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run and a couple of strikeouts. Popped him up right side of the infield. Marte shading his eyes, comes down the line and makes the catch. 2 down. Napoli, the 8th man to bat here in the 6th. 0 for 2.
High fastball. That's a danger spot against Napoli, though. That fastball out over the plate.
Happily hits one over to second base. Espinosa has it. And the 6th is in the books. Texas adds 3. They lead it 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Break at Wrigley Field. The Cubs taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Anthony Rizzo hits a home run, his first of the season. Cubs shutting out the Dodgers 4-0. Andrew McCutchen hit his first, but the Pirates lost to the Boston Red Sox by the final of 4-3. Only other final already in the books, Minnesota defeating Detroit 11-5. The Minnesota Twins continue to play good baseball. They are currently 6-3, as are the Tigers in the American League Central. So happy for Paul Molitor and the Twins, so off to a good start. Here it's been all Yu Darvish. Rangers offense providing him an 8-0 lead as we begin the 6th inning. Trout to lead things off, followed by Pujols and then Simmons. Nine strikeouts, 2 walks for Yu Darvish. Trout a walk and a single, infield variety. Takes downstairs. Trout lines to the left, and it's a leadoff single. Mike's been on board 3 times today.
It's amazing the adjustments as the game progresses for Trout throughout his career, from that first at bat to the second at bat. Not that the first time through was that bad either, 290, but second at bat, 318. The adjustment made again. Third time around, another base hit, 326, and then 353, fourth at bat. It's amazing what he does at the plate. For such a young player to make adjustments like he does throughout a game is off the charts.
Albert's 0 for 2 with a ground down and a pop-up.
It's a pretty good career you got working anyhow. Your first time through is the worst batting average at 290.
Aren't too many starters sticking around for that 4th at bat either, unless they're dealing.
Yeah, then you're dealing with somebody coming out of the bullpen. Again, mixing and matching, cut fastball, slider, curveball. 2-seam, 4-seam fastball from Darvish. See where Torinos wanted that pitch. He's tapping that ground. He wants that breaker ball in the dirt.
Same pitch that got Albert to ground out in the first. There's Housechild getting ready.
Even though we said that the Angels have been aggressive against Darvish, but 8-0 lead in the quick move, it almost got Trout. That hard slider too. Had their slow curveball, the pitch before against Pujols. He was out in front on that one.
Two balls, two strikes.
I think he really slowed down his motion on that slow curveball there to Albert. Might be getting close where Jeff Banish was thinking he might go down to the bullpen soon. 89 pitch. It'll be pitch number 90 here.
Well, if anything, just to save the bullets. I mean, you got an 8-0 lead. 2-0, 3-0. I could see if he's still dominating, keep him in.
Early in the season like this also. And a guy that's had some arm problems.
Albert takes a called strike 3. One down.
There's that nasty break a ball once again. And now it's time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Speaking of nasty break a balls in this game for Darvish. Slow curveball. You see the track of that one against Espinosa. The hard slider against Maben. Same thing, that hard slider away against Marte. Slider going down and away. So the assortment of curveballs and sliders, very difficult with different break. You can see that with the tracer, whether it's going straight down 12-6 or that sharp break going down and away.
Simmons late on the fastball, fouls it off. Andrelton is grounded out and a little soft liner to Odor. 4 total hits for the Angels this afternoon. Calhoun with 1, Trout with 2, and Espinosa with 1 in the 5th. Trout leading off this inning with a single, standing over at first. Two-one count. Housechild ready to go in the pen. That's been when Bannister wants to pull that trigger. The Angels had a number of opportunities early on against Darvish. He pitched his way out of it. Angels 0 for 6, pardon me. Men in scoring position today. There's a base hit down right field. Fought that one off. Trout will turn and head to third. The throw from Mazar is cut off. The Angels have runners at the corners with 1 out. And Maben coming up.
Going back to my Hyundai key for this game against Darvish, and the run game has been effective against him, getting in the scoring position there, going first to third once again. Run with the pack. You have to be aggressive, force the issue. They have gotten guys in scoring position against them, but he's made good pitches to avoid any damage so far to this point of the game. Brocail going out to have a conversation with Darvish. Thought he might be out after that base hit.
I thought the same thing. Surprised to see Brocail out there. Maben with a walk and a strikeout, so he's 0 for 1.
Has stolen a base, one of the 2 in the game for the Angels today against Darvish.
Fifth pitch of the afternoon for Darvish. Ten strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 hits allowed. Ground ball towards second, hits the mound. Odor's got it, flips it to Andrews. You talk about a nifty turn of a 4-6-3 double play, and it keeps the Angels from scoring a run. 6 complete. Texas maintaining an 8-0 lead.
I want to congratulate you guys on a great season. Wish you guys the best in the playoffs. Bring the cup back to Anaheim.
Hey, this is Cole Calhoun of the Anaheim Angels. Just want to wish the Ducks good luck in the upcoming playoffs. Go get them.
Hey, hockey fans, tonight is the night the Anaheim Ducks kick off their quest for Lord Stanley's Cup against the Calgary Flames on home ice right here in Anaheim. Coverage tonight at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports Prime Ticket. Fox Sports has every goal of the first round covered. Stay tuned for schedule updates as they become available. They've beaten the Calgary Flames 25 straight here at Honda Center. Game 1 tonight for the Ducks. They were playing extremely good hockey at the end of the season to win their division once again, Pacific Division.
You didn't just whammy them, did you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Quack, quack. Let me hear you say it, Kings guy. This one's out to center field. One down. Ben Revere, the new center fielder, putting that one away. A couple of changes for the Angels. No, you're not going to say quack, quack?
Quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack.
I like it.
Going for the hat trick on the Quacks.
Yeah, there you go. Revere's in center. Maben moves from left to right. Jeffrey Marte went from first to left. C.J. Cron takes over at first base. And then Cliff Pennington is the new shortstop. Andrews hits one out to center. Revere busy all of a sudden.
Get some action right away for Revere in center. Remember, maybe in his first game in right field, the big leagues.
There's Gallo, the third baseman, single, a walk, and a strikeout. Eight runs, 11 hits, 5 left on for Texas. No runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. 6 left on for the Angels. Gallo hits a towering shot to right field. Maben moving back on it. On the warning track. Puts it away. And Daniel Wright has himself a 1-2-3 7th. Stretch time here at the Big A. 8-0 Rangers.
Mike Trout 2 for 2, 2 singles. He picked up a stolen base. Anderson Simmons with a single. Andy Espinosa single, and Cole Calhoun with a single in this game. But Yu Darvish has limited the damage. They've had some base runners against him, but he's made some quality pitches to continue to put up a 0 as he still is in the ball game.
Yeah, even more surprised that he's back out.
Yes.
Marte, Espinosa, and Perez to face Yu Darvish here in the Angels half of the 7th.
That baseball got away from Darvish. Clearly no intent on that throw over the head, though. Jeffrey Marte has dropped his wrist and elbow, and that fastball was elevated over the head of Marte. Especially when you're looking for so many off-speed pitches, so you're looking away. Fortunate enough for Marte, he was able to get away from that fastball.
One around. Evens the count of the ball with a strike.
It's the old school thumb when you used to hear that from old pitching coaches: up and in, down and away.
You would think that that would still be, especially in today's game, an effective approach, in that offensively it seems like guys are trying to turn and hit the ball 500 feet regardless of the count. You'll get a situational guy on occasion will punch one out to right field, or he's got some pretty good plate coverage. But why wouldn't you go up and in, down and away?
It's still that
just
way.
Follow that pattern.
Yes, and it's always been effective. I remember the late Don Drysdale told me that. That's still the best approach to have when you're on the mound.
Out to right center field. Gomez coming on. One down.
Because, as you know, the conversation's always been between hitters and pitchers. The hitter's going to have a part of the plate during the course of an at-bat. Same thing for a pitcher. Your goal as a pitcher is never let them know which part of the plate is theirs. But if you're always looking out over the plate, well, the hitter knows that, and he's always looking middle away. But if you've established something in, even off the plate in, then all of a sudden that outer half opens up for you as a pitcher.
Espinosa 1 for 2. Looked to single out to left in the fifth. Out toward left field, not very deep. Profar coming on, and he'll make the catch. 2 down.
Carlos Perez has had a tough time today against Darvish. 2 punch outs, 1 looking, 1 swinging.
Carlos hits one out towards center. Gomez makes the catch, and the Angels down in orders. We head to the 8th inning. It's still 8-0 Texas.
Outfield for the Chicago Cubs. Brett Anderson on the mound. Almora Jr. back at the wall before the Ivy's fully grown and got green. Schwarber out to the wall, bobbles, makes the play. And then again, Amora back to that wall. Not an easy thing to do to run into that brick wall. Outstanding plays, a shutout as the Chicago Cubs shut out the Dodgers 4-0 because of that outfield defense.
Darvish appears to be done after 7 innings, allowing just 5 hits today. Striking out 10 and walking 2. Daniel Wright back out for his 3rd inning of work. He's allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. Retired the side in order in the 7th. Chirinos, Profar, and Gomez 8, 9, and 1 for Texas. Driven out to right field. Maben going back on it. Twists around and he doesn't make the catch. Chirinos on his way to second. Cameron with his first error of the season, the 3rd for the Angels in this game.
They get turned around initially and then looking up for the baseball, unable to run that one down. Mentioned not a lot of experience in the right field position for Maben. Struggling with the sun a little bit, unable to track that one down. To be in the 3rd error of the game for the Angels.
Profar 1 for 2 with a single, a strikeout and a walk. One 0 count. Angels will head to Kansas City to start a road trip. Texas will continue its road trip in Seattle. 3-game series beginning tomorrow night. Then they go off to Oakland.
Texas this year has 7 3-city trips. Unusual for a team playing in that Midwest section of the country.
I just looked at their schedule. 3 of those include an off day during the 3 cities.
Makes for a very long trip.
That just makes it that much longer. Three-one count on Profar. There's a walk. 3rd one issued by Daniel. Two on, nobody out to start this 8th. And it's Carlos Gomez up. Gomez lifts one out to right. One down.
Designated hitter number 17.
Shin-Soo Choo, a couple of singles today. Picked up an RBI, and he's also scored a run. In tight. 1 ball, 1 strike.
To one. And that fastball is running off the plate from Daniel Wright. Choo always has been patient at the plate.
Nobody warming up for the Angels. Daniel Wright will soak up this inning and the next, more than likely. 8-0 Texas in the 8th. 3-1 on the way. And he walked it. No, they called it a strike.
Upper part of the strike zone.
Upper part, nowhere near the strike zone, maybe. Paul Emmel rings it up. Full count. Choo breaks his bat, rolls one over to second. Turns into a double play. And we will head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Angels have 1, 2, 3 coming up. Escobar, Revere, Crone. Still down 8-0. Brought to you by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast rate quote and see how much you can save. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Go the distance with 84 miles per gallon and 566 total driving range. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Angels down 8-0. Long ball prevalent once again for Texas. A couple of more home runs in this one as Ricky Nolasco got knocked out after 5 innings. Yu Darvish did Yu Darvish type things to the Angels here in the 8th. Mike Hauschild takes over on the mound. A Rule 5 selection this past offseason from the Houston Astros. Has pitched in 1 big league game. He's gone 1 inning. Allowed a run on 2 hits. 27-year-old out of Dayton, Ohio. 33rd round pick back in 2012 by the Astros out of the University of Dayton.
Fastball is 91, 95. Slider, changeup, and split finger fastball.
First one's in for a strike. Inside out approach. Napoli, nice play to the backhand. Housechild retires Escobar for the first out of the 8th.
Here's today's top tier play brought to you by Arco. Mike Trout playing catch with a fan in the stands today. What a thrill for the youngster to play catch with the MVP, Mike Trout, before the game. Huge smile. What a handshake. Trout made his day.
Ben Revere, first plate appearance for him. Took over out center field, batting in Cole Calhoun's spot in the order. Ben 3 for 13, a couple of doubles. Little cue shot toward third. Gallo comes in on it. 2 down. Tell you what, for a big man, Gallo listed at 6'5". Moves well over at third base.
Yeah, quick on that transfer too to get rid of that baseball quickly, knowing Revere's running down the line. Was comfortable, solid throw over the first base.
CJ went around. Batting in Trout's spot in the order. Trout on board 3 times today with a walk and a couple of singles. Crows batting average .318, 7 for 22 with 1 RBI. Still no extra base hits as of yet.
And Trout picked up his first stolen base of the season.
Check swing bouncer toward first. Napoli's got it. The Angels down quietly and in order. We head to the 9th inning, 8-0 Texas.
back in the third inning with one on, worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. High fastball from Ricky Nolasco. He turns on and hits it out for a 2-run home run. His third home run of the season, 9 RBI. Make that 11 RBI on the season for Mazar with that 2-run home run.
Daniel Wright back out for his 4th inning of work. Mazar, Napoli, and Odor here in the 9th inning. Wright's allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. Has walked 3, no strikeouts. Two balls and a strike. Mazar 1 for 4 with that home run in the 3rd. Breaking pitch. Tap foul. Full count.
Next pitch will be number 60 for Daniel Wright in his relief appearance today.
Mazar shoots one out toward left. Marte is there. 1 down.
What's helped out Marte is be able to play a number of different positions defensively. We've seen him in left field. We see him at third base and first base.
Napoli 0 for 3. Did reach on the catcher's interference in the 5th. Napoli gets underneath this one out to right center. 2 down. Saturday on FS1, it's a baseball doubleheader starting with the Tigers slugging it out with the Cleveland Indians, followed by the Padres and the Atlanta Braves. So settle in for some doubleheader action Saturday. Coverage beginning at noon Pacific on FS1.
Tigers had their 3-game win streak broken today by the Minnesota Twins. They scored 11 runs. Twins against the Tigers. They won that one 11-5.
One ball with strike on Odor. Pull to the right side. Glove by C.J. Cron. Glove save and a beauty.
Oh yeah, I see you getting ready for that hockey playoff game over at Honda Center tonight. C.J. Cron. What a play he made. Been making him in spring training. He's making the beginning part of the season much improved defensively for C.J. Cron. in the 9th inning. And now it's time for the Land Rover Above and Beyond Player of the Game. Robinson Chirinos has had a great game behind the plate, navigating through that shutout so far for Rangers pitching, but also at the plate 2 for 4 with an RBI double and a 2-run single. On base 3 times.
Texas with a new first baseman, Ryan Rua, replacing Mike Napoli. As Albert would lead things off. Pujols, Pennington, and Maben for the Angels here in the 9th. House Child working his 2nd inning of relief. Slider, swing and a miss. Albert 0 for 3. Ground out, a pop up, and a strikeout looking. Two balls, 2 strikes. Albert lines with the left. Lead off single to start the 9th. Stay tuned for the SoCal Mazda postgame report coming up right after the game. Pennington, his first plate appearance. Took over defensively in the 7th. Two balls, no strikes. Well, we opened the broadcast talking about the starting pitching and the need for it to start working deeper into games. And unfortunately, today, Ricky Nolasco, even though he got through 5, gave up 5 on 8 hits, including 2 home runs. Ricky's allowed now 5 home runs in his first 3 starts of the year. 3-0 on Pennington.
He's just got to get back to that mindset of using that 2-seamer down in the strike zone is to try to pitch the contact. Gets a quick ground ball out for Ricky Nolasco.
And a 4-pitch walk. The Angels have their first 2 base runners here in the 9th. And they will bring up Cameron Maben. Maben with a walk, a strikeout, and a double play ball, so he's 0 for 2. Here comes Doug Brocail. I don't see too many 27-year-old Rule 5 selections.
It is unusual. So you've got pretty good power on him.
Yeah. Starter last year at AAA Fresno. 24 starts, went 9-10 with a 3.22 ERA. One-0 count on Maven. As Tony Barnett begins to loosen. Two balls, one strike.
Starting to miss by quite a bit. Pitch before finally in the strike zone though, but 6 out of last 7 pitches out of the zone.
Two. One way to ease him into a role. I mean, you talk about a minor league starter throughout his career, house child that is, and all of a sudden, all right, come to the big leagues, just pitch out of the pen. The roller left side, Gallo cuts in front of Elvis Andrews. They get the out at second, so Pennington retired for the first out here tonight.
Yeah, you'll see that a lot with young prospects. They'll break them in out of the bullpen just to get acclimated to their facing major league hitters. And then eventually, if they're going to be starters, put them in that starting rotation.
Well, the White Sox used to do that a lot, it seemed like.
That way, when you become a starter, you're just not in all of the hitters going against you. And in the bullpen, a lot of times, the reason why they try to do that, you don't have time to think about it. But as a starter, you have plenty of time to think about your opponent as you prepare for those 4 days in between your start.
Marte 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs and a strikeout.
Runs that fastball back in again.
Two balls and 2 strikes. 6 hits for the Angels, 11 for Texas. Now the 2-2. He's got a piece of it. Espinosa on deck. Pujols at third, Maven at first. 2-2 again. Marte strikes out swinging, 2 down.
Well, he stayed inside throughout the entire at bat before finally getting a swing and miss for a strikeout against Marte.
Espinosa 1 for 3. He singled back in the 5th.
There's their leader of their team, Adrian Beltre. Not going to be available for quite some time for the Rangers. That power, though, the club has still been very impressive early on here. 18 home runs as a team for the Rangers. 7 in this series.
And Espinosa launches one out to right field. Mazar is back at the wall, and that is gone. 3-run big fly for Danny Espinosa. It took a while, but the Angels get on the board. They trail it 8-3.
Espinosa now with 3 home runs this season for the Angels. All 3 have been in the 9th inning. We were talking about the Rangers and their home run powers in this series. Danny Espinosa goes yard on that fastball right down the heart of the plate and well out to right center field, giving him 3 home runs and 12 RBI, 2-hit performance for Espinosa today.
Carlos Perez will bat. And he takes inside. Carlos 0 for 3. Ground ball to third. Gallo, a little bit of a bobble across the diamond, and Texas takes the rubber match of the series by the final of 8-3.
Yeah, but a solid homestand overall for the Angels, going 4-2 before going to Kansas City and facing a very good pitcher in Danny Duffy on the mound. J.C. Ramirez making his first start at the major league level, going for the Angels tomorrow night, but the Rangers win this one 8-3.
Ricky Nolasco suffers the loss. Nolasco 0-2 on the season. Darvish picks up his first win of the season as Texas takes the third and final game 8-3. Stick around. Angels Live post game is coming up next.